Alright, so today we're going to be cutting the sheet metal for the battleship. Now I need to cut it down to 10 inches. Now I saved you all the agony and everything of squaring it all up, making sure everything's all right, clamping it down and marking it, because I had two pieces here that I want to cut, and it should be enough material for the battleship. So I want to cut it in little pieces and make it for the armor plating for the battleship. I didn't want to just cheat and wrap the whole thing. I thought that would not be fair. So I want to make it as realistic looking as possible and things like that. So, and I want to take my time and have a lot of fun. So, and maybe learn something while I'm at it. So, I got it marked and everything. You might be able to see a little line there, just a soapstone line. Like I said, I got it all set up and saved you all the agony of the time that it takes to set up, because that's probably what does take the most when it comes to welding and fabrication is setup time. So with that being said, well, let's get into it. All right, so we got that all taken care of. We can get to work here. Now, I got the a brand new tip on here because it was starting to cut a little bit crooked for what I wanted to do here. And I figure, we'll get that done up right. That's a really old one here. Pretty wurbled out, as my buddy would say. So we're just gonna leave those there. Started with the brand new one, and you want something tall enough to where it don't interfere with the head here, or the torch head, here. But I run a different tip. Now I don't run a drag tip. A lot of people do run drag tips, and they'll cover the sparks from flying out at you and everything else. Which, as you can see, if I started right in the dead center, which I'm gonna get that fly, I'll tell you what. A lot of times if I started in dead center of the cut line here, it would throw sparks out, of course. With the drag tips, a lot of the times they shield it and everything, the shielded drag tips. But I prefer these style because I can really get into a corner. I can, if there was a weld in here, I could scarf it off and everything. And hope that's a proper word, who knows, I could be just making them up as I go, the wing-a-ma-dinger right here. We'll take that, and how I measured it, of course, or set it up, is I make sure everything's nice and straight, and I measure to the inside of that, and then give or take just a hair, and so I pull it back that way, just a hair from the line is from that dot, the center of the dot there. Or edge of the dot, rather. Sheesh, I'm gonna get you all mixed up and you're gonna be blaming me for cutting something silly, huh? It's all right. But anywho, that's how I do it. And then, so let's kind of get positioned for cutting and everything. I want it one solid cut. I don't want to go a little bit and then a little bit and then go a little bit more, because you'll see each time I start, it could potentially have different cut to it and everything else. So the thing that I tell a lot of people is get positioned. Now, even if I'm welding, I want to get positioned where I'm comfortable at the end of the cut. So I want to make sure that my hand's going to end up and everything's going to end up where I want it at the end of the cut. And I'm kind of working my way backwards through this process. And now I'm going to be really uncomfortable, but that's fine, because you want to start out uncomfortable, because by the time you get over here, you're sleeping on a pillow. All right? And so that's one thing I would tell a lot of people. Always start where you stop, and work your way back. And give it a couple test runs. Make sure you feel comfortable with it, and you like the feel of everything, and you're going to get a nice cut. I keep my feet in the same spot, and I'm able to put everything right back to where it was. So it's going to get a little noisy, but let's get to cutting, shall we? Well, come on, Grandpa. We'll get it one of these days, I promise y'all. And that is how I get a nice clean cut on everything and make sure it all works properly. So I hope y'all stay tuned for more, because got to get this thing cleaned up and ready for the bandsaw. Peace.